If you're new to Raid Shadow Legends, all of the content in the game can be quite intimidating. Here are some best practices to get you started on the right foot. First things first, progress through the campaign. Do all 12 stages on normal, 3-star everything to get all of the resources for normal difficulty. After you're done with that, do as much on hard and brutal as you can. There's also nightmare, but it's going to be very hard to do that as a new player, so don't worry about that just yet. Just make sure that you get everything done in normal, everything 3-starred, as much in hard and brutal as you can, and get as much resources as possible. There's also 2 great rare champions, Valerie and Spirit Host, that dropped from some of those dungeons, in addition to some nice early game gear. Speaking of gear that drops from campaign, you don't have to farm dungeons for gear in the very beginning. You can farm Aravia for some nice speed sets. You can farm Durham for some nice crit rate sets for your farmer. You don't need to farm Ice Giant or Dragons or Fire Knight just yet. Save those for a few weeks in after you have a team built. Speaking of crit gear for your farmer, your first 6-star should be a farmer unit. So a farmer unit is a strong damage dealer that has multiple AoE or area of effect skills that can clear all of the campaign stages very easily by themselves without having a team with them. The reason for this is you pop an XP booster and you bring some uncommon or rare or common units along, and those units soak up all the XP while your farmer clears the stages themselves, and then you level up food to 6-star more units. Next, focus on missions. So some missions are only available to be completed on certain days of the week when certain dungeons are open. Make sure you're doing as much as you can in the missions tab, clearing all of those, and then when you hit a roadblock where a dungeon isn't open or something like that, move on to other objectives. In terms of other objectives, do your dailies, your weeklies, your monthlies, and your advanced quests. You might not be able to do the monthlies and the advanced quests as a beginner, but at least do your dailies and your weeklies. You should be able to clear both of those just fine and maximize all of the free resources the game has to offer. Next tip, prioritize champion rarity. Most rares are not going to be good units. I would say maybe about a quarter of the rares are good. The rest of them are just not as efficient or effective enough to really give you that much value. Only build the top 5 or 6 units that you have at your disposal, and for most of you, if not all of you, these are going to be the units from the starter pack that the game gives you when an influencer has you scan their QR code or click the link in the description. Those are going to be some extremely valuable units for early game. Let's talk now about the really great units that you can get using the QR code or the link in the description. You want to know why you should download Raid Shadow Legends right now? First off, you get a legendary Elenaril right from the beginning as long as you use my promo code or the link in the description. Then you get an epic Maus Mage at level 10, another epic Uugo at level 20, and an epic Fayne at level 30. Those are just the units that you get absolutely for free using the link or the QR code. And the icing on the cake is for brand new players with an account that is less than 48 hours old. If you click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen, you can use the promo codes on the screen to get one of the 4 following champs. You can get the MONKEYKING Sun Wukong, you can get Alice from Alice in Wonderland, you can get Supreme Gaelic, which is a void legendary and very rare to come by, or you can get Loki the Deceiver. Now you can only choose one of those 4, and that's only for new accounts, and that's why you need to download today using the link in the description or the QR code on the screen. Kind of on the same tangent is only build what you need. Figure out what your next goal in the game is and build the units that are going to achieve that goal. You're not going to be able to just throw resources around like crazy and build everything that you want. So focus on your next goal and then build what you need to get there. Join a clan. Make sure you do your clan boss attacks every day. You get keys for your clan bosses. Even if you're not completing them at the highest level, you can still get nice artifacts and shards from the clan bosses. You don't want to roll the day over and then lose all of those free resources. Yeah, you get them the next day as well, but you can't stack. You don't just get extra ones every single day and then they pile up like crazy. It resets back to the daily maximum. So make sure you're doing that. Also, make sure you're using your keys for your faction crypts. Even if you don't have full teams, do whatever you can because you're going to be getting glyphs that you can use later to increase the stats on your artifacts. It's super helpful to just do whatever you can of those, even if it's just low levels. And Clan Boss even gets some shards, man. I've been getting shards every week from Clan Boss. Speaking of shards, don't pop all of your shards whenever you get them. Save your shards for summon events. There are events in the game where if you summon during those events, you get special points for the event, and then every time you hit a certain point threshold, you are going to get other special loot, whether it's tomes or silver or gems. It's much better to save your shards and summon them when those events pop up instead of just summoning them whenever. Speaking of events, there are many more events than just summon events. There are events where you farm dragons, or upgrade your champions, or your artifacts, or a multitude of other things. Pay attention to what events and also tournaments are going on at any given time. This way you can focus your efforts and your resources on climbing those events as much as possible. You're not going to be getting crazy stats in events and you're not going to be finishing at the top of the leaderboards, but at least you maximize the amount of free loot you get by being cognizant of those events and making sure that you take advantage of them whenever possible. And the big daddy of all events are the limited time fusion events. Every so often, Raid Shadow Legends do events where they have a limited time legendary champion that you can fuse, but the resources required to do that are quite a lot. So if you want to take place in those limited time fusion events, make sure you stockpile energy and gems. You might not always want the limited time champion, but at least give yourself the opportunity to have the resources available if those events happen. And speaking of using your resources wisely, make sure you conserve your gems. So there's two special buildings that are great for helping you conserve your gems because they are very limited resource. And if you just blow them like crazy, you're going to face some challenges. So the first one is the gem mine. As soon as you open the gem mine, you are going to be able to get gems every single day, multiple times a day. They're just going to keep popping up and popping up and popping up. It is, if you can be patient, it is a nice investment for continued return of gems. The next one is the Guardian Ring, and once you open up the slots in the Guardian Ring, you can put some of your low-level food champions in there so you don't have to farm campaign, and your food champions will continue to get XP every single day, every single hour, and be able to upgrade those without having to use energy to farm campaign. Once you open the slots, they are there forever for you to use to upgrade champions. Next up, a totally different tangent than gems, Masteries. In other games, they call these skill trees. In Raid Shadow Legends, they call them Masteries, although some people call them skill trees as well. But this is going to make your units more powerful. They're going to give them extra special abilities that they would not have otherwise. And this is not necessarily a thing in many other gacha games as well. So this is something that you're going to want to make sure to do. The first thing that you should do is upgrade all of your masteries on your farmer unit. Whatever Minotaur level you can do with your farmer unit, just do that one unit in the dungeon runs. Do not bring any food units, do not bring any other units, because whatever mastery scrolls you get, they're going to be randomly distributed between one of the units in the party, and you can never know which. You can't set anything, so make sure that whatever you bring in there, you want the masteries upgraded on. If it's completely maxed out on mastery scrolls, then it's not going to get any, but if it doesn't have mastery scrolls, then it might be allocated them. Don't use food units in that dungeon, just bring your main farmer and upgrade your masteries that way. With, if you can do 10, you can do 10, 13, 15, whatever you can do for the masteries. Make sure you unlock your masteries on your farmer first, and then after that you can bring a full dungeon team in there, and then they will all get mastery scrolls as well. Just make sure you don't use food in that dungeon. Do not upgrade all of your artifacts. Do not put artifacts on everything. Sell 90% of your artifacts. All the bad ones sell. Keep only the top 10% of the artifacts you get and upgrade those. You're going to want to focus on stats like speed, crit rate, crit damage, and attack on your farmers and damage dealers. And you're going to want to focus on stats like speed, HP, defense, and sometimes accuracy on your support units. Focus on a balanced dungeon team that is versatile and can actually complete multiple different dungeons and areas in the game. You're going to want to have one unit, probably your farmer, that is great for wave clears. You're going to want to have 1 to 2 units that are good for clearing the boss's mechanics, whether the boss has a lot of buffs that you need to strip or needs to have multi-hits to take down the shield like the Fire Knight. So you're going to want to do 1 unit for the wave clears, 1 to 2 units for clearing the boss's special mechanics, and then 2 support units to help your team do what they need to do. Try to build a team that is flexible and versatile and useful in multiple different dungeons, and the best way to do that is getting the units from the QR code or the link in the description. It's going to help you out with some really great starter units. Farming affinity bonuses. Don't do it. Don't do it at a low level. Don't do it early game. It's going to be so much more efficient to do it at a later level when you are higher up in arena, because it's going to be giving you more resources to actually upgrade those affinity bonuses. It's not going to be very efficient or helpful at an early level, aside from the missions that specifically ask you to do affinity bonus upgrades. I hope this was helpful for any new players out there. If you want to see more like this and you want to go through the gameplay of a new account with us, be sure to subscribe. I'm not going to twist your arm though. It's up to you. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you as always in the next one.